Good afternoon. I'm Doug Chafee, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here to another OC press conference. The purpose of the press conference is to acquaint our public with all the great things we're doing around the county and how you may join in and access those services. Today, we're bringing our press conference to you from beautiful OC Animal Care, a new facility. We opened this new facility on March 25, 2018, which houses thousands of dogs, cats, bunnies, and other pets each year, including reptiles. Our dedicated OC Animal Care staff not only work to help reunite pet owners with their pets or promote pet adoptions, they also offer a variety of other services to our Orange County community. Today, we're speaking with members of our Orange County Animal Care team to discuss Animal Care's 2021 year in review. We'll also discuss the adoption by appointment system, the Family First Pet Pantry program, the Community Safety program, our kitten shower and foster kitten adoption events, and the importance of pet licensing. I'm also excited to announce and share with you from Orange County Parks the concert and movie series that's going to start up soon in our parks, and also Dr. CK will provide us with a COVID-19 update. With me is Orange County Care Assistant Director Monica Schmidt. Thank you, Monica, for being here and with us today, and thank you for moving from Texas to California. Can you tell us, was 2021 a good year for animal care?
Yeah, absolutely. 2021 was a good year for animal care. We contribute that to our dedicated staff and volunteers that obviously are the reason for all of our successes. Last year alone, we had over 8,000 dogs and cats come into our shelter. Wow. We actually had over 12,000 animals when you include wildlife, rabbits, those reptiles you mentioned, even livestock on occasion. Our Family First Pet Pantry that you mentioned that is so beneficial to the community, it happened every month throughout the year in 2021. It's a great way to assist pet owners and keep pets in the homes with their families. And then on top of that, our field team responded to over 40,000 calls for service.
Wow, that's
a lot of assistance
amazing.
Out in our community, absolutely. Yeah. So it was a great year for us.
Do you save most of the animals that come into your care?
We do. We're very proud of our save rate. For 2021, our save rate for dogs was at 94.8%, and we had an 81% save rate for cats. And keep in mind that includes every animal coming in the door, so even those that are irremediably suffering and very medically ill. And so that's a fantastic save rate that our staff and us, all of us here at OC Animal Care, are very proud of.
Well, let's see, who else do you have with you today?
So first up, I have with us Amy Hernandez. She is with our adoption department, and she's going to be here she's actually here with Romeo. He may steal the show a little bit from all of us, but she's here to talk a little bit about our adoption by appointment system.
Wow.
Hello.
Great to meet you, Amy. Can you tell us, is OC Animal Care open?
Yes, we are open. We are open. Say it again.
I know we've been closed.
Correct, yes. So we are open now. We are open for adoptions, redemptions, if people want to come in and pay their pet licenses, if they need help from our ops department. So yes, we are open. We're excited about it.
That's great to hear. Can you tell us in detail how you go about to adopt an animal?
Yes. So the first thing that we recommend is going on our website, ocpetinfo.com, and see all of the dogs that we have available for adoption. Once you choose a few, you can call into our adoption department, and we have staff members standing by able to go into detail about the medical, the behavior, any extra notes we have, and then we'll schedule the appointment for you depending on your availability. We're open 7 days a week.
Is adoption by appointment better for animals?
Yes, it is. We've get all of this information from data, so we see that it's less stress on the animals, and it helps us to adopt the right pet to your family, since you're able to meet with our kennel attendants and, you know, have one-on-one time with them. We allot an entire hour for the adoption process, from the time you meet with the animal to the time that you start the paperwork. So absolutely, it's been very good for us and our animals.
Well, thank you, Amy, for discussing adoptions at Orange County Animal Care. You do a great job.
Thank you.
Who are you holding, by the way?
This is Romeo. He is an available dog here that we have at our shelter. He's about 5 years old. He came into us as a stray, and he's just waiting for his forever home.
He's going to make someone very happy.
He is.
All right, thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Sandy Pantoja with our community outreach team, and she's here to discuss our Family First Pet Pantry program.
Pleasure to speak with you, Sandy. Can you tell us was COVID hard on animals in the community?
The pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me. Yes, it was. It was very hard because families faced some unprecedented times during the pandemic, and we started our pet food pantry to help the families keep the pets at home. We wanted them to have their pets because pets bring happiness to all of the homes, so that's why we started our pet food pantry.
What did Orange County Animal Care do to help?
So during the pandemic, we started the Pet Food Pantry. We received donations from various organizations, also from the community, to help us provide the food for our Pet Food Pantry. Alone in 2021, we helped over 8,000 pets during our Pet Food Pantry, and we gave out almost 94,000 pounds of food. So we've been providing a lot of support for our community members. We have volunteers who help us sponsor this event. They help us distribute the food during our Pet Food Pantry, which is held the second Saturday of every month from 8 in the morning to 10 in the morning. And it's a great event for any volunteer and community member to be part of, and of course, people who have their pets at home to come and obtain food from us.
So you're continuing the program?
Yes, we are, absolutely. We will be continuing the program as long as we can. Like I mentioned before, we do get donations from various organizations. Our community has also blessed us with a lot of donations. If anybody is willing to donate, please come and drop off food to our shelter, or we also have a link on our website with items. And we also have food for various animals. We have food for dogs, cats, puppies, kittens, guinea pigs, rabbits, so we don't exclude any animal.
We're so grateful that Orange County Animal Care continues to provide for pet owners in need. Thank you for providing an overview of Family First Pet Pantry.
Thank you for having me.
And Sandy, the next pet pantry is this Saturday.
Yes, it is this Saturday from 8 to 10. If anyone wants to donate, we are desperately in need of cat food, both wet and dry. So if the community can come together and help us raise some food for the cats.
Perfect. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Next up, we have Animal Control Officer Erin Suggett, and she's here to discuss public safety within OC Animal Care.
Hello.
Hello, good to see you again.
Good to see you again, too.
I know animal care is a balance of animal welfare and public safety. Why is public safety important?
Well, when people think of OC Animal Care, they first think of all the animals that we adopt, which is incredible. But we also provide public safety. And most of what that involves, without animal control officers, first of all, there wouldn't be anyone to protect the public and the animals that we serve in our communities. And one of our main responsibilities is handling rabies control, and that involves wildlife that comes in contact with animals. Sometimes there's stray aggressive dogs that bite people, so we quarantine those animals when we're able to impound them. And there's sometimes wildlife that also comes in contact with other animals. So anytime we do that, that involves a quarantine. And a lot of times we respond to aggressive stray animals, like aggressive dogs. A lot of times the dogs that are stray aggressive calls, those dogs are afraid. So, but we still need to respond because sometimes people try and capture them and they get bit. And so we want to make sure that the public is safe, and so are those animals that are stray.
Now you tell us, what's the most unusual call you've ever had?
Well, this is going to sound like I'm starting to tell a joke, but I promise you it's a true story. So one night, a guy walks into a bar with an alligator on a chain. This is in the city of Huntington Beach, a bar called Johnny's Saloon. I get the call on the graveyard shift, and they're from the Huntington Beach police, and they said this guy has an alligator in a bar, and they're trying to get him to take it outside. So I'm thinking it's probably an iguana, because a lot of times people misidentify animals, which is okay, because it's our job to identify animals, but I'm thinking this is going to be an iguana. So I drive out there, and turns out that the bar actually talked him into taking the alligator outside and putting it in his truck. So I walk up to his truck in the parking lot. He's still inside drinking a beer at the bar. And I look inside the cab, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's an alligator, and it's a big alligator. He's about 5 feet long. So I had to call the Huntington Beach Police, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. We get the guy outside. He said, yeah, that's my alligator. He brought it in from Florida as a little tiny baby. And so, you know, we had to confiscate that alligator, and I had to ask him one question as a formality. I said, sir, do you have any other alligators at home? And at first he just didn't answer, and that's never a good thing when you don't get an answer. I said, do you have any alligators at home? He said, yeah, I have one. So we had to go back to the house and get that alligator that he had in a pit of muddy water in his back patio. He removed a slab of concrete and just created like an alligator pit back there. So I had to search in that pit of muddy water for that second alligator. I found her, so we impounded both of those alligators, and they went to a wildlife sanctuary in Nevada.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's an unusual call.
That's a great bar story.
Thank you.
What are your hours? Are you 24/7?
We are 24/7. Our agency actually has animal control officers 24/7 with boots on the ground in the middle of the night, and I'm one of those officers. I've been on the graveyard shift for almost the entire 21 years that I've been here. But there's only one officer on the graveyard shift in the middle of the night, and that's me and another officer. He works my days off. And one of the interesting questions that I get is, why do you guys work in the middle of the night? What kind of calls are there in the middle of the night? Well, we service the same calls in the middle of the night that we do during the day and the early evening. We respond to stray confined dogs. We respond to aggressive animals. We respond to a lot of police calls in the middle of the night. The police and the fire department need our assistance in the middle of the night. We even respond to loose cattle, loose horses, and, of course, alligators that walk into a bar.
Well, thank you for keeping the public safe. We appreciate Officer Sugert, all the work that you've been doing.
Thank you.
And
We're
the
very
stories
proud.
that you tell.
Thank you. We're very proud to serve the communities and the animals of Orange County.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Jill Prout. She is our foster and volunteer supervisor in our community outreach team, and she's here to talk about kitten season and some of our upcoming events.
Well, wonderful to meet you, Jill. I hear a lot about kitten season. What is it, and how do you prepare for it?
Well, kitten season usually takes place in those warm spring and summer months. So in Southern California here, anywhere from April to October, really. And we see a large influx of baby animals at that time, whether it be ducklings, baby birds, or baby kittens. Mother cats typically have a gestation period of, from conception to birth of about 9 weeks, meaning they can have babies every 9 weeks. And another fun fact is that they can get pregnant while they're nursing their current litter, and thus, kitten season.
Can the community help?
Oh, absolutely. We have a very robust foster program here at OC Animal Care. It's very easy to join, and just in 2021 alone, we were able to help over 1,700 little kittens like this. And this is all due to generous, kind foster caretakers who are willing and able to open their home and foster little guys like this, or family mother and kittens.
Oh, What did I hear about a kitten shower?
Ooh, yes, we are having a kitten shower. And much like a baby shower, we have a kitten registry. So all kinds of stuff to help support little ones like this. We go through an immense amount of milk and other items in an attempt to help as many as possible. This year, we're also having an in-person event, and it will have some hands-on trainings, live demos, and you can sign up. You can sign up to be a foster caretaker at the event. You can go to our website, ocpetinfo.com, and you can also sign up for the kitten shower there as well. And another fun thing that we're having this year is, thanks to the 4th District and you, Chairman Chafee, the first 25 people that sign up to foster little ones like this will get a foster care kit. And that means that,
Whoop.
ooh,
Oh,
we got help for that.
I think he's hungry.
Well, little ones like that will go to foster homes and live TV, right? Animals and children. You'll get a foster care kit to take home and supplement any kind of care for little families like that. That was Baby Yoda, by the way. Him and his fellow Jedis are looking for a foster home, so you just let us know if you're willing to.
Well, I look forward to our kitten shower and foster kit event.
Yes.
Our pet adoption event is coming back on Saturday, May 14, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. right here at OC Animal Care.
That's right.
And my office will be sponsoring pet adoptions, so fees, with some exceptions, will be waived for adoptions that are effected that day. Residents who choose to adopt a pet at the adoption event will be saving somewhere between $100 and $200 on adoption fees. The family first, drive-through pet food pantry will also be taking place during the adoption event in the parking lot.
Thank you. Off I go to get little Baby Yoda.
You got to go chase something.
Next up, we have Kimberly Chavez from our licensing department to talk about pet licensing and an upcoming campaign we have.
Happy to have you here with us, Kimberly.
Thank you.
Can you tell us why pet licensing is important?
Pet licensing is extremely important. The main reason is because it's actually a law. So, of course, we all want to be very compliant with our laws. In Orange County, you can license your animal, and there's a few benefits that you get by doing that. One of those cool benefits are these Pet Hub tags that we offer for our clients. And these are really cool tags because what you can do is register them online, and there's a little QR code on the back. So if someone finds your lost pet, they'd be able to scan that QR code and you'd be able to have your information uploaded on there so they can just give you a quick call and get that pet back to you. There's also a service number on the back of there, and they do provide 24/7 service for our community. So anything that the clients would need, they'd be able to help out, as well as helping create those lost and found posters, anything to get those animals back. So that's one of the biggest benefits. But another thing is also because to have a compliant license, you have to have a current rabies for your animal, and a license will show that expiration date for both rabies and for the license tag, which is something that you can travel with, take to the dog park as proof that your dog is compliant with both rabies and the state licensing law.
Is it easy to get a license?
It's extremely easy to get a license. ocpetinfo.com is easily accessible, and you can go to our licensing page and fill out that application. If internet isn't an option for everyone, we also do have paper forms, or you can call in and we will help you do that registration over the phone and do that payment.
Well, that's really great information, important for the public to know. And thank you, Kimberly. Appreciate the great work you're doing.
Thanks, Kimberly.
You know, Monica, I'm always impressed by our animal care staff, but today they've truly shown us how hard they work at balancing public safety and animal welfare here in Orange County. If I may. The County of Orange and Orange County Parks are pleased to announce the annual Orange County Parks Summer Concert Series and Summer Cinema Film Series. You can celebrate summertime outdoors with 10 free concerts and 12 free movie showings at regional parks throughout the county. OC Park Summer Concert series returns with 10 free outdoor concerts beginning on Thursday evening, June 23rd, and every Thursday running through August 25. The concert series kicks off with Ozo Motley, I'm almost getting that wrong, on Thursday, June 23rd at Craig Regional Park in Fullerton, and that's a band, I believe. Other artists performing throughout the summer include Donovan Frankenreiter, the Acrobats, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and the New Respects. I think I better get a tattoo ready or something. The series travels to multiple parks and concludes on August 25 at Bluff Park at Salt Creek Beach. All concerts are from 5 to 8 p.m. with live music beginning at 6 p.m. OC Park Sunset Cinema Film Series brings a big screen to your favorite regional parks. 12 free movie screenings will take place Friday nights from June 17 through September 2. Sunset Cinema kicks off on Friday, June 17 with Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle at Craig Regional Park in Fullerton. Other recent favorites and popular classics showing throughout the summer include The Princess Bride, Encanto, The Mummy, and Jungle Cruise at multiple Orange County parks. After a fun-filled summer, the movie nights conclude on September 2 at Bluff Park at Salt Creek Beach with a screening of Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Guests of all ages can enjoy these outdoor screenings with pre-show entertainment beginning at 6 p.m. and show times at approximately 8 p.m. after sundown. OC Park Summer Concert Series and OC Park Summer Cinema Film Series are the perfect place to gather with your family and friends. Not to mention they're free to attend with free parking. Even dogs are welcome. For more information, please visit ocparks.com. Now I'd like to welcome to our county OC press conference County Health Officer Dr. CK, who will provide us with a COVID-19 update. Dr. CK, please.
Thank you, Chairman Chafee, and thank you all for the great work that has been done at the OC Animal Care. It's been wonderful to hear all the great news of what you've been doing over these last couple of years, because we know that animals are so important for our emotional health, especially when we're at home being isolated and trying to quarantine. So I'm going to transition now to talk about COVID and what's been happening here in Orange County. Currently, our cases and our hospitalizations remain low. Our case rate per 100,000 is 3.5, and our 7-day case average is now at 106. Our positivity rate is at 1.9%, and our hospitalizations as of today is 70, with 14 ICU admissions and 5 pediatric patients who are currently hospitalized. In terms of our vaccination rates, we have now over 2,448,788 who are vaccinated here, or fully vaccinated here in Orange County, and 1,234,473 received either a booster dose or an additional dose. We still need a lot of help from the community to get our younger children vaccinated. For now, we have our 5 to 11-year-olds who are now, 32% of them who are now fully vaccinated. We encourage parents to talk to their pediatricians and healthcare providers to consider vaccinations or considering getting your child fully vaccinated and even boosted if they're eligible. As we know that while they may be at low risk, you know, in schools, we know that many children are no longer wearing their mask and they're still in high-risk activities. Our 12 to 17-year-olds, now 66.7% are now fully vaccinated, and for our older population, above 65, 92.6% are now fully vaccinated. And again, as you see more of the data coming out, it's still, much of the data still proves that vaccination is the best way to protect yourself and your loved ones from the severe effects of COVID. And tomorrow, there's an important change for COVID vaccinations here in Orange County, as HRSA is changing their reimbursements of vaccinations. The U.S. Department of Health Resources and Service Administration, or HRSA, has issued a cutoff date of actually today, midnight, that they will no longer accept claims for those without insurance to cover COVID-19 vaccines. The OC Healthcare Agency will continue to offer COVID-19 vaccines as well as testing kits at our mobile pod clinics for anyone without insurance. So those in our community who are uninsured, regardless of their immigration status, can still continue to receive tests as well as vaccinations at our sites or at our community partner clinic locations. A list of those locations can be found on our website at ochealthinfo.com/COVID. Also, if you've seen in the news, there's been a new announcement about a second booster for the immunocompromised as well as those who are a certain age. On March 30th, the CDC and issued updates recommending the second dose of either Moderna, otherwise now known as Spikevax, and Pfizer, also known as Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine for certain individuals. The CDC's updated guidance expands eligibility for a second booster dose of Moderna or Pfizer vaccine to be administered at least 4 months after the first booster dose for the following individuals: those age 50 and older, no matter your risk, people aged 12 to 49 who are moderately or severely immunocompromised, and people aged 18 to 49 who received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine for their primary series or their booster dose. The second booster dose is available throughout Orange County, including at the OCHCA's mobile COVID-19 clinics. HCA's mobile clinics are located in places to serve our most vulnerable communities, and appointments can be made through othina.com. We recommend the general public who are eligible for the second booster to visit myturn.ca.gov to find a convenient location to schedule your booster appointment. As far as CDC quarantine and isolation guidance, even though we are seeing declines in case counts, we do want everyone to stay vigilant in helping prevent the spread of COVID-19. If you're experiencing symptoms, please test and isolate to minimize exposure to others. Also, consider consulting with your healthcare provider, as you might be eligible for a COVID treatment. There are now a lot of COVID therapeutics, which include oral antivirals, so you can just take a pill so you can really minimize your risk for severe illness. If you have been exposed, we know the isolation and quarantine protocols can be very confusing. The CDC has created a quarantine and isolation calculator to help individuals determine the appropriate prevention steps that should be taken and how long to isolate or quarantine. It's very simple to use, and we have made it available on our COVID website at ochealthinfo.com/COVID. You can also find the calculator on CDC's website. Finally, I want to take this opportunity to invite everyone to join us tonight for our HCA's bi-weekly talk show, Your Health Matters OC. Join us on Facebook, channels at facebook.com/OC Health Info tonight at 6 p.m. We'll be talking a little bit more about COVID, but we'll also be celebrating Public Health Week. There have been so many in our community have really devoted their time, energy, and efforts to really making sure that OC remains a very healthy community. We'll also have our environmental team come out to tell us everything they've been doing for us in our community, and that includes keeping our restaurants safe and our ocean quality safe. And there's so many other things that we're going to learn from our environmental health team. So really inviting all of you to join us at Your Health Matters OC. Thank you, Chairman Chafee. I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. CK, for that COVID-19 update. Appreciate the great work you're doing and your healthcare staff. This time we'll open up the press conference for questions to the media, starting with any media who may be present.
Thank you, Chairman. If there are any members of the media that are currently in the room present at this time that'd like to ask a question, I have a microphone here. No questions inside the room. Operator, AT&T operator, are you there? AT&T operator, can you go ahead and make an announcement to the folks on the phone at the present time?
And ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, please press 1 and 0 at this time. And we do have someone queued up. We'll go to the line of Ron Lynn with LA Times. Please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for taking our questions. We really appreciate it. Our questions today are for Dr. Kitten on the case rate trends, school outbreaks, and the new subvariant XE. So first, while you've noted Orange County has seen a decline in cases, we've noticed an uptick in cases in LA County and in San Francisco, with BA2 flattening nationwide and increasingly becoming prevalent in the nation. And we're seeing an uptick in cases like in New York City. What are the range of things you're expecting in the coming weeks? Are you expecting an increase in cases? And what about hospitalizations? Second, on school outbreaks, LA County today mentioned they've seen an increase in the number of school outbreaks. It was 10 for the most recent week, the highest such number since February. Is Orange County seeing an increase in school outbreaks? And for Orange County parents and teachers who might be concerned about what LA is seeing, what would you advise schools and parents to do? And finally, there's been attention coming out of Europe about a new Omicron subvariant called XE, and which may be even more contagious than BA2. Have you seen XE in Orange County, and are you concerned about it? Thank you very much.
Thank you for your questions. Dr. CK.
Thank you so much for your questions. All pertinent. I know there's a lot in the news about all these different recombinants. So first off, BA.2 is now more dominant here in California, and you did mention that you saw or heard that LA was seeing a rise in cases. They are neighbors to us, so if they start seeing cases rise, there might be a possibility that we will see cases rise as well, but that all depends on how safe our community acts in their daily lives. You know, the more we do know that the more people get vaccinated and boosted and stay up to date with their vaccines, that is the primary goal everybody should have in mind to keep themselves out of the hospital. But second, most important, is also to continue to consider wearing your mask. So I have my mask with me here, and I still do use it in many situations because it's another protective barrier to help prevent me from getting sick. And it goes two ways. I can prevent myself from getting sick, and if I happen to have illness, I can prevent others from getting sick from me. So I think it's really important to continue to have your mask readily available and use a really high, ventilated or fitted mask. When you're in indoor settings, improve the ventilation, stay near an open window, or if you're in a business setting or a school setting, many of the schools have actually outfitted their ventilation system to make sure there's some protective barriers to reduce transmission as well. As far as outbreaks in schools, I have not heard yet here in Orange County of any increase in outbreaks in schools, although we do know that many schools have had spring break and many people have been traveling. So there is a potential that there might be some outbreaks. Typically, when we hear about it, it's typically late because we hear about after there's already been a pattern. So again, more reason for everyone to still continue to consider wearing their mask and use all the preventive measures we've been talking about all this time. As far as the recombinant XE, we have not yet isolated or sequenced XE here in Southern California or in Orange County, although I know I hear about it on the news, and there's going to be a good likelihood of recombinants that's going on throughout the nation as well as globally. And this is yet another reason we all need to be very vigilant. We do not know, and we have all been humbled by COVID through the last 2 years. It's been unpredictable, and some say it has been predictable, but you know, I think, again, COVID can continue to change. It can either be more transmissible, as in what you said, XE. So for the recombination of XE, it's a combination of so there's multiple actually recombinants, XA, XE, XD, XF, and pretty much these are recombinations of either Delta BA1 or BA.2. And so depending on that recombination, it can decide to escape our immune defenses, even if we're vaccinated, or it can be more transmissible. In the case of XE, what we're hearing from UK is that it is 10% more transmissible than BA.2, which is already 40% more transmissible than previous variants. So as you're seeing, we're starting to get more stealthier and variants that are going to try to really get us infected. And again, the best thing we can do is continue to keep our guard up and be vigilant. I hope that helps answer all three questions. I'll turn it back over.
Thank you again, Dr. CK. Do we have another question, please?
We have no one else in the queue at this time.
Well, in that event, we're going to conclude the press conference. The purpose, again, of the OC press conference is to show people what we have in the county, the great things we have that they can enjoy, and how they might access it. And today, you met the staff at the Orange County Animal Care Shelter and the great work they're doing, and I'd like to publicly thank them. It's something that I've especially enjoyed whenever I come out here. It's just wonderful the way they give you the red carpet treatment and help you if you want to adopt an animal. It's just great. So thank you, staff, and thank everyone for tuning in. This is the end of this conference. Thank you.